Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black channel here, Ticker Talker with the Strat Time Report. And oftentimes I get a lot of, Rob, you talk too fast. And I'm like, well, the good thing is today I can slow it down because this market is slow. So what you want to do here is sometimes cat in the grass. Oftentimes people think they're just going to take the rest of the day off because it's slow. However, it is a Friday. And so one of the things we like to look for is guys getting lulled to sleep of something that's doing nothing. And then keep an eye on some setups later in the day on some 60s and 30 minutes, any round strike prices where we can get some nice cheap options to explode for us. But there's things to trade and there's things to not be trading. And so if you look at this here, and you go to the cues. So it's important to understand when you want to look at things, right? What I mean by that in the chart is that if you look here in the upper middle, you're going to see QQQ, right? This is a Friday, all right? Now, look at this weekly candle. What is it doing? Nothing, all right? It's called a doji, which means it's doing nothing. So if anybody's sitting out there like, I think that it's doing nothing, okay? Straight up. Now, however, if we go to the monthly, you are in the lower middle. You're still a 2 up, right? And that hasn't changed, right, on the monthly. So here, can we take out the highs? No, we still went down, but we're closer to taking out this week's high next week. So you always want to be forward thinking, right? How close are we to doing what? And so if you look at the daily here, we take out yesterday's lows very slightly and come back into the range. In general, doing nothing. So you just always want to be aware of coming in Monday morning, what are we closer to taking out? The highs of the lows of the week. Monthly, which side are we taking out? What color are we? And then daily, are you closer to taking out which side of the daily to trigger the weekly coming in? Right now, we'd be closer to taking the upside, but we got some day left. So we'll see. We'll be watching like inside 60s and 30s going forward coming into the afternoon. If you go to the SPY here, look at this. 2 days up in the upper left, 2 days stuck in this range. It's doing nothing. All right. So when people are trying to figure out what the futures do, I'm like, nothing. All right. It's nothing. Right. So we won't lull to sleep. We'll still watch some 60s here coming into the afternoon just for the cheap options, but we're expecting big moves. No. So what we will do is also look at the Dow Jones Diamonds. Look at this upper left, 3 days in Tuesday's range. That's doing nothing, just so you know. Now, however, right, we'll keep an eye on this because once you go inside day like here, all of these become an inside bar because you don't take out the mother bar. So come Monday morning, that or that's what I want to know about. Because right now, if you go to lower middle, the monthly's still good. That's an inside month to the upside, right? But anytime you take out a high like here and you're working on this, you have some exhaustion risk. And this is what exhaustion risk means. It doesn't mean it's going to collapse. It means it could stall because you don't have pivots to take out. That's what we want because we want people to be short against certain things and get triggered, right? So what we do have is FedEx, Tranny's doing some FedEx here, right? And so if we know about this, if I talked about it, I have, because if you look at this, it's way off the highs, right? And we wanted to come back through here, lower middle, boom, 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 pivot machine gun, right? Now the question is, can we work on this, right? But you can see FedEx, we've been all over this thing since the inside week here in the upper middle, right? Yes, we were. And this one, right? And this one. And so again, we're aware of this because of UPS here. And UPS had that inside month, blasted through its range and now going into the highs, right? Stalls out a little bit inside day and pokes back up. So that's good because you can always watch them together. And if you go to the FedEx right now, stuff we look for not only is the outside 60 and then continuation here in the lower middle. You go to 15 here, right here. Outside bar, takes out the lows, stop out the tight stops. Now, if we can take this out, 209er, which we just did, we're gonna look to take this out, 209.64. Not that big of a move, but it's important to understand what we're looking for and how to gauge magnitude. Also, we got some of them futures coming here in Norfolk Southern. Here in Norfolk Southern, the 15 maybe gets ourselves an inside 15, but if you look at the lower middle, you got that inside month to the upside, which is also the condition of the transports, IYT, inside month to the upside, right? That keeps us where we want to be. Norfolk Southern, inside month to the upside. Then if you go to the daily here, wait for corrective activity. That's a 2 down, that's a 2 down, and boom, right here. 2-2 reversal on the daily, back up over 205.17, trading 207.70. And you can watch that with the Union Pacific here doing this similar thing, lower middle, inside month to the upside with the trannies, right? Okay, green on the week, inside day, pokes down. Oh, what do we call that? Rev strat right here. Takes out 191.68. You're in. So a couple things there. If we go to Cummins Engine CMI, and CMI, here you can see bright green on the month, right? We like that. And you go to the upper middle, inside week. Is that something we look for? Death is, right? And so this goes inside day, goes down. We poke down a little bit on this boy. Yes. And so as soon as this thing went green, your potential outside day, right? Because it took out the lows. And as soon as it goes green, boom, we're going to come back and take all these guys out, which it did, right? Because if you have to go to the 60, see this, the outsider, boom, there's where they got them good. And then the outside bar continuation to go up and take this out. Why? Because we know outside bars exist. And when you take out previous ranges, you take out slight higher highs and you take out the slight lower lows for your broadening formation. Then it's a matter of whether that continues, and you can watch that with the transports and with the other choo-choos, maybe CSX. How's that thing doing? CSX, now here, if you look at the upper middle, the upper left, right? You're going to see this pokes down and coming back through. So until this gets negated, we're going to go outside bar on this thing, 74.96. So a little bit more on, not used to the smaller magnitudes that we usually bring you here, but it is what it is. We got a little guy, XERS, and you can see this down here in the lower middle, inside month to the upside, right there above 322, trading 422. And then if you go to your 60, lower left, you're going to see the inside 60 here, above 405. Nice poparoo. We'll see if we get another one out of that. If you go to the NASDAQ, like I said, it's doing nothing. But when you want to do some surgery, all right, and say that, okay, I know it's doing nothing, but it's going to move around a little bit, maybe help some of the stocks in the indice. If you go to the upper right, you're going to notice an inside bar on the 30-minute Qs coming up. How far that's going to go, I don't know, but you certainly can use that to gauge anything that is in the NASDAQ. If we go to Viacom, and Viacom coming up here just a bit, you had a nice opening push. We'll see if that resets up, but it's important to understand what we're looking for. Green on the week, upper middle, inside month to the upside here on the lower middle, right? And then what's this? 2 down, 2 up reversal right here. And when it takes that out, this is going to become an outside bar of all that, which it already did. And there's your exhaustion risk where it stalls out. Doesn't mean it's going to reverse and puke, just stalls out. And we'll see if that sets up come the afternoon. You've got EQT. And EQT trying to drop back in right now. But once again, here's what we look for in the lower middle, the inside month to the upside. You hit exhaustion risk by taking these guys out, right? A little stall out. So then you can wait for corrective activity. So right now, how far is it going to go? Weekly's a doji, doing nothing. But for the day, stopped them out, didn't it? 2-2 reversal here, comes back and takes these guys out. Boom, boom, boom. These become an outside bar of that, above 1659. So we'll see if that perks up. A little boring, but we got some steals trying to come up here. Nucor here, and once again in the upper middle, the upper left, inside day poke down. Rev strat right here, above 45.83 to take these guys out. Now we're going to see if it's strong enough to take that. You'll see STLD here, inside bar, comes down, boom, and try and take all these guys out. Stop them here, stop them there, and stop them there, and take them out, right? Once again, on the monthlies, you can see a lot of this. The 2 up, the 2 down, and then these become an outside bar of that. Then it's a matter of whether they keep going or not. Some retail. So if you fall asleep, XRT retail, look at this. It's all over for retail, is it? Here's XRT. Triangle day out, boom. And going all the way back to the high, trying to go back to the highs is XRT with your greater broadening formation here. So XRT has been strong when people say, I don't know, never. So right now you've got Nordstrom, believe it or not, poking its head up, takes out last month's highs, down the lower middle. Green on the week, and once again, you can see this inside day here in the upper left. Right now it's starting to come back in from exhaustion risk. Okay, there's some Qs going up off that inside 30. Here, pokes down, boom. As soon as that goes green, we're going to go outside bar and take this inside bar out. This is an equilibrium, inside bar. Tried to take her down. They said, no. bam, back to the upside, and then exhaustion risk as these become an outside bar of that. If you go to Phillips Van Puken, I mean Houston, coming back here. And so when you're walking around, what do you see here in the lower middle? Up, down, 222 on the month, right? So if you wait for corrective activity, you're going to see it come in, still green on the week, and then you're going to see the inside bar, 212. Takes that out. The question is going to be strong enough for that. Okay, just take a look and see if there's anything else going on over here. You also have some pandemia coming up here, some RCL. And RCL doing this on the daily, the inside day to the upside. Not totally cruising, but you know, it is what it is on a sleepy day like today. On the downside, you've got VMW. And VMW, here's what we're looking for. Taking out last week's lows. Is that bad? It is. It is, just so you know. So that's a 2 down reversal. And so the thing about it, we always want to be forward thinking. If that works, what, pray tell, might this do? You got an inside month here, which would be more problems for VMW below 134.70. You're getting closer to that. We had ALNY in the bio. And ALNY, we've known about a lot of these bios with IBB here, taking the inside week down to the upper middle, right? And so once again, IBB, you can see the inside day here in the upper left, up, and then trying to take this out. Now, not weak enough to take this out, but this is why we keep an eye on this stuff going into the afternoon, because you got ALNY and a lot of those bios below last month's low here in the lower middle, right? That's a 2-2 reversal, and you're also coming back into an old outside bar, which gives you magnitude all the way down to there, unless you have a reversal against you, which you don't have. If you look at the weekly upper middle, still 2 down the downside. Now inside bar, poke up, stop them out, and coming back through. So we can keep an eye on this. Inside 60 in the lower middle, you can keep an eye on that coming into the afternoon, albeit futures lifting just a tad off that inside 30 over here in the Qs while I speak. CODX, gapper puker, and you can see this inside day, then gaps down. We already had an inside day here upper left to take care of business. And so this thing is already puking on the weekly. If you go to the upper middle, 2-2 reversal back down. If you go to the lower middle, we know outside bars exist. So once we come through here, we're going to take that out. And this morning, all you had to do is go down the 15er. And here you go, inside 15 and down. And now here's your triangle day out, and we'll see if that repukes. We've got YY. And YY, after yesterday, we talked about this yesterday. Still green on the week, but we had this big gap and crap them. That's still a 2 up. So when it took this out today, 81.78, that's a 2-2 reversal back down. So we'll see if that has anything more to do with it. Baidu gaps down. And Baidu, once again, trying to come back to previous ranges, kind of sits here and rots. And so we'll see what we get here on a 60. And you'll see this is trying to go the 2-1-2 reversal on the 60 for a little bit here above 116.40, but not too much magnitude because you're just looking to take that out. So potentially on the hourly, if we can take the bottom of this out next hour, that would get my attention, right? Let's get that measured move and get puking. Once again, if we go to the upper middle, you're going to see taking out last week's lows, already an outside week. If you go to the monthly, where it really could get interesting here would be taking out last month's lows at 114.75. Not there as yet. But like I said, we got some day left, and they're going to try and lull them to sleep here a bit. We had another gap or TLC. And TLC. Here, when they gap up, you can see this. This is a 2-2 reversal on the 30. And then you're going to see this. Inside 30 for the add. Inside 30 for the second add. And that's how you pour things on when they're puking. So once again, a little slow out there, but don't let them lull you to sleep. We'll look, see if there's any good late setups. FedEx going to hit that magnitude I just talked about. As always, my videos at Smith in the Black Ticker channel here at Ticker Talker are all free. So come see me at Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker. And that's going to do it for today's Strat Time Report. I hope everybody had a great week and has an even better weekend.